question answered in some fashion. Thank you.
First, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
As you know, October is Domestic Awareness Month, and it's also the anniversary of hers. She was gunned down by her husband, and while trying to live in the house, was also gunned down. So that compels me to do this and to advocate that I come to this. As a father, a veteran, a supporter of the man, as an advocate for domestic violence, I feel that the laws, for lack of a better word, are very loosey-goosey. And I'm aware that 38% there are fewer homicides by gun violence with states that have stricter laws. And we're lucky here in New Hampshire that we don't suffer as much as other states from this. It's a lot less. However, I feel that we should be putting our best foot forward when we have stricter laws, such as the Manchin-Toomey. I feel that it's a better perception for the state. We want to do our best. And we don't want to have weak laws that allow gun trafficking, where we're not supporting other states that have stricter laws. So if we allow gun trafficking in this state, we're not supporting other states with stronger laws. And just because we're better off than other states doesn't mean we shouldn't have stricter laws. So I'm asking you to please reconsider and try to go with legislation. I think it's a better fit for the future.
Thank you for being here. And I want, first of all, to say, obviously, none of us can understand what you've been through. And I will. Domestic violence is a huge issue. I support the Violence Against Women Act. I will continue to support that. We'll continue to make sure that we keep a focus on domestic violence, but to answer, really to address, obviously the issue you raised about gun violence. And we have a system that, underlying many of the mass shootings that we have seen, taking those types of cases, most recently the Navy Yard shooting, where I think we can all agree that we have some serious problems with our mental health system that need to be addressed. And I am certainly going to, I'm the co-sponsor of a bill with Mark Begich from Alaska. It's called the Mental Health First Aid Act. When the gun control votes came up in the Senate, that was presented as an amendment along with other important pieces of mental health legislation that got over 90 votes. So I think that there are some areas where we can find common ground. I also think that we should fix some of the problems with our background check system, including getting the records in that aren't in right now. And so the legislation that I know you wanted me to support, the Manchin-Toomey that I did support, would have done that to get the records in New Hampshire, and I'm not picking on New Hampshire. We only have 2 mental health records in the system. And I say I'm not picking on New Hampshire because New Hampshire isn't alone in this problem. This is an issue that state officials have to get together with federal officials across the country to actually fix the system that is broken right now. So, and enforcement. We have a situation where I know that when we don't enforce the laws that we have in place, that it creates expectations among criminals that the laws don't matter. And for example, even on the background check system, the ATF in 2010, and I know you've seen these statistics as well, the number of referrals that were made, this is just 2010 data, of 76,000 referrals that were made of those that were denied. 47,000 of them were felons or criminals or fugitives from justice, and we only 66 cases were referred for prosecution, 44 brought and 12 prosecuted. So we need to have greater enforcement and work together. Obviously, I was Attorney General, and I know that if you don't properly enforce a law that is on the book now, then you will not It doesn't matter what the law is, if it's not enforced, it doesn't have meaning for criminals. So these are areas where I think we can find some common ground, and even if we don't agree on everything, because I certainly believe, as you do, as you mentioned, the Second Amendment is an important part of our Constitution, needs to be respected, and as every provision of the Constitution is. But I think there are some areas where we can move forward and hopefully get some things done, starting first with mental health, because we saw it most recently, of course, in Washington with the Navy Yard shooting. But again, I'm happy to talk to you more about this as well, but I wanted to make sure that I could get to your question. And again, I'm so sorry that everything that you have meant for